Hello, my name is Cthulhamonster. You can call me Cthulha or Monster. Welcome back to my ATM Gravitas 2 early game series. Last episode, we opened up to the Nether. As you can see, this portal behind us. I may actually break it so it stops sending me piglins. Zombie piglins, that is. Alright, thank gosh I could just, smash this thing a little bit. Oh, I can't smash it. I don't have a steel dealio. Okay. So I'm gonna look at the create mixer. I know I said I wasn't gonna do any LV here, and this is technically an LV recipe, but because it requires RPMs here, I think I'm gonna argue that doesn't count for this. You know, we are who we are. All right, so if I make this create mixer here, I need some precision mechanisms, which have the deployers, and a pain in the tuchus recipe. So it's 3 deployers in a row. So that's going to be one item we're going to work on making. I've been finagling this area here. I know my water is a little bit in a high need right now, so I am planning on switching these actually to a small wood pipe, which requires only one, small treated, because I want to really just tone this down so it's not grabbing so much of my water. But with that, I also need to create more rubber so I can make an LV pump as well. So lots of things to do as always, and let me know if you want to see more of the process, but in the meantime, I'm just going to assume the current level of detail is good. I'm also in the middle of making sandwiches that I forgot I was doing. Oops. Better go finish those. So I've replaced the small wooden fluid tank here, so now it does a lot less water, and I think it's just fine because it's still within that size and heat range there. So I'll just keep an eye on it. Probably read up on it too. That's so much effort to understand things. All right, so that is what I need to do to salt this water. And then I will get the pump on here just in case. In time, maybe. We'll keep an eye on it. But in the meantime, that is exactly what I wanted it to do, and I don't think I blew it up here. Nope, perfect. So I am curious if something like this would work. The biggest thing I'm seeing as a difficulty is that I would need to get the cogs in here. Let's see here. So say I have a chest up here, and I want to get this stuff here to drop in. For precision mechanism, it's going to be a small cog, large cog. Okay, so if this is coming down, I need the wrought iron in this next piece here. Okay, and then it starts off with gold sheets. So I believe I have some gold sheets. I'm going to take a quick gander. Yep, so got some gold plates in here. So I'm going to put one here. And now it has one plate on there. Yeah, right now it goes all the way through with no regard. However, I'm curious if it'll do that if it's powered. Let's toss one in and see if it does anything. Nope, just falls all the way down. So these wouldn't quite work. I put one in there. Will it process? Okay. And then it jumps all the way down. So it won't work that way. It's always fun to kind of explore the mechanics of things because it can be difficult to just... there's many options with create on what you can and cannot do. So I do like that, we get to explore. So, yep, the chute will just dump it as well. So it does look like we're going to need a belt to run this. 3 in here. And then these guys can get our piece here. So then we have it going into a crate. And the crate will keep one item but reject anything that is listed as that attribute. So let's get a smart funnel again as well. Smart filter, I should say. Okay, with that, I can throw this in here, and I want the word incomplete, I think. and we're going to put that as a deny list. So what we're going to do is have it go into a crate, and if it's deny, which we'll need a smart guy, so let's grab this thing, because I don't want this here for fully. And then I also want an ejector item. Okay, so it's kind of interesting to see like how things will have to like situate to make this all work, because I need it to come back through, but I also need to power this, and if I power it up, I won't be able to get it to eject fully. It'll hit stuff, so that is one consideration. I thought I had the ejector, so where did I put that? Alright, I think I lost the ejector that I did make, which happens. So it needs a gold plate, a depot, and a cog, which luckily we have that. And I just need to come over here. Make sure I have the cogs here, yep. I can make the weighted ejector. And what I want is the weighted ejector to come to beginning here. So it says, so when I do this, I right click, and that's where I want it to go. And if I have it here, you can kind of see what this would take. So I want it to go here. Sorry, if I wanted to go here, how would it work? Wouldn't work there. It's telling me it's not going to work there because of the item right there that's hitting it, which makes perfect sense. I am curious to see what that would look like. So I'm going to try to run the power on these through the back instead. All right, so I got a normal gearbox in here. And I find that doing a lot of the create really helps if you know where you want stuff to go. So here I need to power this and need to go upwards. So let's just lay that out with nothing else really in mind until we get to that point. And here I need to move outwards in my power so that I can pull the power here from this conveyor belt. And it looks like I'll need one more that'll turn horizontally here. So I needed 3 gearboxes along this whole line. But you see, this is not going the way I want it to go, so I'm going to need another gearbox so it goes towards the doorway. So unless I switch the direction, which was something I just considered here, you know what, let's switch the direction and make this the input. So we'll walk in. This will be right here. Okay. And I want the window there, so I'm trying not to cover too much. So this moves this direction the way I want it to go. I'm going to put these guys here. So the next thing we have are the 3 deployers. And when we look at the deployers, the thing I was considering is that this is just too messy to have... okay, I'll need it to go in the other direction because I didn't want to lose some of this. Let me see here. Another option I do is I extend this one more, put in a shaft there, and then put the chests here, and then one right here so I'm not blocking the window. Of course, this one I want separate from my wood, my lumber pile, so I just shift will get me there. And now I just need to power this system, which that triple gearbox was one I was considering. I don't believe it matters what order... it doesn't matter what direction of rotation these deployers are in, so this should work. And then I just need to clear this side back here and make sure that I can still move it horizontally. So you see I still have horizontally here, so I could do 3 more gearboxes in here to make this work. So let's do that. Alright, so with this, I now need to get this. This is our input, and this will move stuff out. Just debating here to the work I want to do on the ejection here. So I have 2 possibilities here. One, I put stuff that goes into this chest. I could have it go right here, where if it's hangs out here, you can see that there's not really a good space for it. But if it's here, it's telling me it could work. but I don't know if it's doable or not. This is moving relatively fast, which is nice. And I could put these cogs back and see how this performs now, like this, to see if it can make that transition, that clearance, or if I have to move it further over. All right, we'll put this in. This is going the wrong way. Just got kicked up there myself. Okay, now it's going the right way. Click, click, click. Tossed. Way over here. That is definitely not going to work. Okay, let's try this one. Part of this is definitely temporary, like that whole nonsense, but I moved it all over. I put the chute here for whatever comes, and then here is where I got this guy. So there. Okay, here we go. Here's our short and sweet machine. I'm going to put this in here. It should fall out from there, but it looks like we're having some issues. So it clicks, 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 goes, hits the ceiling. What if I grab that, I put it here, and I let it hit that part of the ceiling? I just hate the circulating this stuff by hand. So if I can, I will find a way to do this. There's other ways that can go, but they generally take more shape, like they take more size, and I just don't want to deal with that part. I don't want it to be a really big design. Okay, so I'm gonna re-reference this and then just check. This should be the allow list. So we allow the incomplete to go through, as well as, okay, so now I can't use the chest here. So let's put that Greg Tech Helio here, because I can open that one covered. So click, click, click. One more over. Shoots up, hits that wall there. Hey, look, we got our first Delio. Alright, I give up on that design. Okay, so that one's going all right, but the bottom one now needs to get changed up, so that's fine. We have more gearboxes here. Alright, so that is doing the right order, and now I just need to get this up. The weighted ejector probably could be used for this. Let's give that a go. So here to here. Can put this here. Into a... I just really want to be able to access this, but it looks like I can access it that way. Into a chest, and then this filter on it. Alright, so let's see if this will work here. This one's a little bit odd, but aren't they all? So 1 gold in there. Okay, I'm gonna grab that gold again. Because I need to add it to this. That was the other one I wanted to do. Here, and gold plate. So the allow... Okay. Hopefully it doesn't require both of those items, and just requires one. Okay, it does just require one. Click, click, click. There. Hey! And it did go. Okay, so it does... It hits some stuff, but it does get on that belt. I was so nervous about that. Alright, and then we got our 2 precision mechanisms. Yeah! Alright, I'm going to fix this in the back because I do want this cleared up a bit. So one thing to note, when we're working with sticky resin, there are a few ways to make it. One is going to be through mixing with the create method. Then there's the centrifuge, which is LV. I don't think this one's available because we don't have rubber logs. And then there's the create mixer as well as the mixer. And the create mixer does require some RPMs, but it also still does require some electrical units, EU there. So definitely something to be careful of. Definitely not something I tried and failed at because I thought it was one or the other. I wanted to see, yeah, that is it right behind me. I did make it. I wanted to see if it worked. It doesn't without the power. So I did play with a little bit with an LV hull, and I made a pretty block that I don't have a use for. Um, but you know what? That's fine. I wanted to test some things, and I was in creative just testing to see what type, if I could pull from this tank with a fluid interface, and I can. So I am planning on potentially running either a monorail or a train through this location here. Previously I was going to have the path, so if it's a train, that could be kind of cool. We come along this area, make a quick little train station, and I wanted to make trains go through the nether. So that is going to be a long process, and definitely is doing it for the rule of cool, not not for efficiency for sure. Just something I thought was amusing that I I made it, and it's not as useful yet. I do love the fact that you can use the hammer dealio to see the location, sorry, the wrench to see the location of that ejector panel. So I wanted to see, we have aged beer now, so what do we get from that? It looks like another absorption. Not quite what I was looking for. Maybe we might just need to get the planted on those cider trees. One thing I was looking at is the create diesel generators. And I wanted to see if there was any oil chunks around here to see if we should put down any of that stuff. So this is some iron plates, a compass, which not the hardest. The only pain is that brass mechanism. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do that through the anvil. Gross. All right, so I'll get one of those going and work on making this oil detector, and this would help us find if there's crude oil deposits in the swamp, because I think it would be hilarious if there were. So let's turn on the chunk borders, because I am pretty new to this mod, so let me know if there's anything I'm missing. This is the create diesel generators one. So we're searching for oil here, so no oil in this chunk. Alright, I'm just going to quickly look through the rest. Alright, I am seeing a few handfuls of spots with oil. Some are just down here by the entrance. Both this chunk and this chunk have some oil. So that is going to be something. Let's take some thoughts here. So this is the create diesel generators. So what I wanted to look is at what type of diesel generators there are. There's a diesel engine, a modular diesel engine. So let's take a quick look. That's requiring brass, fluid tanks, polished blackstone slab. I thought I saw some blackstone earlier, so in the nether when we were exploring over there. So I think we could do that. Flint and steel, engine pistons. Engine pistons are pretty affordable, to be honest. And then let's just see what we can burn in there. So biodiesel, gasoline, diesel. So it looks like we could do Greg Tech diesel or industrial, and then there's the diesel from these guys. And it looks like we could use a blaze burner or heating it with what are those things called? A forge. So that's nice. So from our crude oil, we'd get half gasoline, half diesel. I'm curious. So we have oil barrels, which I've never worked with, which is iron. Okay. I'm definitely gonna, I just put that up there on there. Canister stores fluids. So kind of like a interesting one. We could put a dealio on that as well. Asphalt block. Crude oil bucket. That's kind of cool. All right. These all seem pretty doable. So the pump jack is going to be one of our pieces that we need to do. So let's just take a look at the chain. We could definitely make those. Actually, I have everything to make that. So let's take a look at the pump jack hole. So I'm gonna take that. Pump jack bearing. So zinc, igneous alloy, and a mechanical bearing. I can definitely take that. And let's ponder it. This is going to look so cool. So it looks like I need to do a little dealio to this end. And then it's got the pump head here. And okay, allows us to acquire crude oil. Attach a crank. And so these guys connect to each other. And the pump hole's right here. From oil chunks. Go back. Okay, so they only can do it from oil chunks. And it'll start producing it, I believe, over on this end. They can be large or small. Cool. And then the pump jack crane. Okay, so we need to build this. So I'm going to take that, the pump jack head. Let's see, do they describe more on it? No. I think you get to finagle the look of it. So that is something we'll have to consider. And zinc and igneous alloy and dried kelp. Kelp's going to be annoying, but we can definitely do that. Chemical sprayer. Oh, friends or enemies. That's a choice. Okay, so I think we can do one of these guys. Let's see what we got here. So this chunk right here could be one. I don't have anything planned as it's right up next to the mud. Same with over on this side. And this is more on the industrial side of our space. Better than putting it in our kitchen area, which was another option. So I am going to grab one of my, what are those called? I'm going to grab one of my miners and put them up over here instead. And then that'll get me down to bedrock with the Greg Tech dealio. And is there a quadcopter in here? Nope. We may just want to dig it, to be honest. So I'm probably not gonna use this to get there. Lots of options here. I did not expect this. We got our kapak. Let's go create diesel, I guess. Why not? And I'm very new to the create train, so 1000% let me know if there's any tips and tricks that we can work on and those thoughts, because I am open to it. I think they are so cool though, and I would love to have them in use as long as our stuff can handle it. I also want to get kind of a transportation loadout space. Right now we have we've moved our lovely, what is this thing called? Our lovely waystone over here. And I also want to move our plane and all those things. I want to have a spot for them. In the meantime, I'm going to just put them here and let it deal with it as a big pile of stuff. And this should still be able to take me where I need to go. Excellent. Just kind of cleaning up as we go. Running out of space. I think Wednesday... Actually, this will be after because this is Thursday's video. But Wednesday, I am planning on doing my base search so we can start laying out some stuff that will be permanent in the future base. I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like. One thing I'm going to work on here is getting our item vault, which requires the iron plates here. Item vaults are something that can go as 1s or 2s or 4s or whatnot. So they will store a large amount of items in there, which is great. They, however, need to be taken out via a method here. But if you're using the integrated dynamic rewards, these only require 1 storage input, which is perfect. And that is how we're going to use them. All right, I'll bring you back in, and this is going to be very much going in a temporary spot for the item space, because I'm just running, I'm just trying to figure out where I want stuff to go. And it's becoming a little trickier than I thought to think about. One thing with the vaults is it doesn't actually use up the barrels, so oops, I forgot, even though I knew and I forgot. Forgot and I knew. So we got a few kapak barrels now. And we have 12 item vaults here. And let's do the 2x3 one to start. I'm gonna go grab my integrated dynamics items, and we can start setting this up. I swear the lawn base, we're not doing a lawn base, but we are not doing a lawn base. Sometimes things just get a little tight. Okay. I wanted to put this over on this side here because this is like my main hub of doing right now. And I don't want to get in the way of stuff I already have, so I think we're going to put it here because I know this is a very temporary spot. So right now the default is horizontal here. I believe you can go vertical with these with the current dealio. So yet there's an item silo as well, which goes vertical, which can be pretty cool. And I think that's where we're going to start. And then I'm also going to want a drawer controller so I can put put my what is it called? All my drawers into one spot as well. With the 12 we have here, I am going to stick with the 2x3 to start, and then we will expand from here. So I got my drawer controller here, and if you've never used drawer controllers, I'm just going to turn off that auto dealio. What they can do is it basically links up all the surrounding drawers here. And I'm just going to look at the storage drawer controller. I don't know if there's a linking tool, so puller removes it from the block. Interesting. Keyring. Okay, that's nice that they have like a dealio. I'm confused on the difference here. It's a button. Ah, interesting. But there's drawer controllers here for like locking and unlocking stuff. So if you pull out the entirety of it, you're not losing all of the, like here, this would have kept what it was originally. So, very useful, interesting, an item. And I'm going to be putting this over here. Working on building this just in this pile. This is not the most graceful thing. This is super temporary, but we are about to get a lot of stuff at one time, and I want to make sure I'm paying attention to it. One of the things I want to pay attention to is making sure that I am using drawers for bulk items, because otherwise I'm going to run into a situation where I'm throwing all my bulk items into my item vault, and I don't want to do that. Alright, so my drawer controller, I need to put this here. I'm using integrated dynamics, so I have two item interfaces, so one here and one on this guy. And I forgot to grab, no, I did grab logic cables. I just need one between the two. And I have done a lot of integrated dynamics in my Pilpo's Patreon server, so I'm going to put this as priority 1000, and I'm going to give it an interface channel of 1. As this is our primary, and this one over here I'm going to give as 2, and that should give what I need here. And then I'm going to just come out and put the storage panel here, and then when we look at our integrated, we can see that there's absolutely nothing in there right now, but we're getting there. I don't know about that storage. I think it's because I don't know why it's saying so much. If they are connected, the storage drawers will be registered. And I will say that that's not always the priority of some of this stuff. So you want to be careful to understand which version of the mod you're on. In this case, I don't have a linking tool, so I'm assuming this is the case for this one. All right. And now that I have those ones against it, this guy here should show, yeah, you could see that I have those items linked, and then I also, those are on 1 verse 2. So let's try to keep some good practices, is my thought. And I do want to get that locking key as ASAP. So gold nuggets is the biggest thing that was holding me back before. We have that now with the alloy smelter. Okay, so we have our drawer key now. So this is going to be very helpful for us. And I'm going to lock all of my drawers until I know, even if they're empty. Because these are very much going to be for my bulk. So I don't want anything going into the system, because this is my main priority one, without a plan. So I have plans. Thank you so much for joining me this last episode. I am cutting it in half now that I've edited portion of it. So I'm going to stop here after just having set up this integrated dynamic interface with my create item vault here. These do a really great job for early game, just bulk storage. I know AU2 is our favorite, generally, a lot of us who play this one. It is a pain to get through in this pack. I think you can do it at MV. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're not there. We're not even thinking about that. This is what we set up. This is about as far as it's going to go in this area, and this is going to be removed immediately and placed in our new base once we find a spot. These all came from quest rewards. The logic tables, the storage dealios, all that came from quest rewards. And you can see I have my 2 channels here, so you can see my bulk storage and what's actually in the item storage. So it's going to do a great job for what we need. And down here, this is where I just have my drawers right now. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. If you like this episode, like and subscribe. That still makes me laugh every time I say it. And just let me know if you like these content types or whatnot. I think next episode or sometime soon we are going to be able to start using the schematic cannon and get some time lapses. So I'm finally able to take a print of this area and do some finishing touches, and then let the machine build it for me. Not that I don't mind building. It's just some days you just want to be able to make something up in a creative world and then print it out? But anywho, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a great day. Bye.